I think that's like the best attitude because I know too for us, like Jimmy Starr's an actor, Woody's an actor, Alex is an actor, I'm not an actor, but the idea is like go in and do what you do, and if it's a match, it's a match, and if it's not, it's not. Like no big deal. Yeah. Which a lot of people we know do not have that attitude. You know, it's like it will ruin their life if they don't get something, or they'll get so pent up about it, you know, they flub it.
I've done a bunch of independent movies, and I've never, I don't really prepare or anything. Like, most of the time it's cold reads, and I just go in and do it. Because I don't actually care so much if I get it or not, I usually get it.
That's exactly true, man. It's so true. Sometimes when you don't care, it ends up coming your way, and you're like, really? Well, really? I didn't expect to get that. It's very true. Yeah. You know, and then there's those ones where you amp yourself up so much because you want it so much that it kind of throws you off.
Yeah, we just, actually, because we're on the radio, we get cast and stuff. We just, about a month ago, Woody and I did a Dynapep commercial, which is like a little energy shot drink or whatever.
Right.
And we got contacted on Facebook to do it just because, like, we're radio announcers and we played, like, wrestling announcers at a wrestling match.
That's awesome.
And it was awesome. Like, we had a really good time, and the commercial's pretty good. If you go on YouTube, plug in, like, Dynapep Wrestling, and you can, like, see us in there because we rock. We're the best part of the commercial. We're like you.
You really
are. In it, we're the best thing.
That's right.
D-Rock, man. This is awesome. I love talking to you guys.
It's just a lot of fun. So what is, if you had to pick your favorite project that you've worked on, that whether it's something that's really well known or not, like what is your favorite project that you've been able to do so far? Because you're like young, dude. You're going to be around forever.
I will be around forever. Well, Spit obviously was a huge creatively fulfilling thing for me. It's hard to point out like certain. I like them all for different reasons. You know what I mean? Every acting job is a different experience. Some you're like, okay, I'm ready to move on from this one, and some are incredible. You know, The Rookie. I didn't have a really big part in that, but the filming experience was incredible. You know, October Sky was amazing. You know, Fast and the Furious. I mean, that was just, you know, a playground, really. You know what I mean? Gosh.
How about Black Circle Boys? Did you like Black Circle Boys?
Black Circle Boys, yes. I mean, that movie gave me it was a huge stepping stone. I was living in Mount Vernon, Washington, which is about an hour north of Seattle, and I had done a few things in Seattle, and I was 19, and I was just like hoping to get to LA, and I couldn't wait. And this movie came through, and it was a movie from LA that was filming up in Seattle, and they were missing their fourth lead. And I knew the casting director up in Seattle, and she brought me in, and I auditioned, and they took a chance on a local Seattle boy, and they cast me as one of the leads in Black Circle Boys, and I was just blown away, and I got to go and act in this cool independent movie. And then an agent from here in Los Angeles came up to see her client who was in the movie, and she saw me, and she's like, "Hey, when you come to LA, you're taken care of." And
that's huge.
I as soon as the movie was over, I moved down here, and I was very fortunate enough to walk into a nice agency, which doesn't happen, you know, a lot. And you know, it just really opened doors for me, and I can't say, you know, good enough things about it. So.
That was a cool movie, though. Like, I have it on VHS, so that's how old it is. Like, I don't even know if it's on DVD, but I have it on VHS.
I was dating it a little bit, huh?
Yes.
We have another question. This is... She says, "Hey, I'm Carol Montemor from Brazil, and I have some questions for Chad." She sent us like 20. I'm just kidding. It was like 6. But what she wants to know is, are we going to see Ash again on Supernatural? The hot topic. We can't hear you. I still can't hear you. It's Skype. I think it's Skype. A bad Skype connection. Oh, it's a cell phone.
Okay,
How
say something.
Yeah!
Oh, yes, that's so much better.
Yeah, here we are.
You sound like...
Supernatural. Will Ash come back? I have no idea. You know, they don't tell me anything, and you know, are you guys there?
Yes, we are here.
Okay, I heard about a silence. I'm like,
We're so engrossed in everything you have to say that we're like paying attention.
I know.
We're hanging on your every
I
word.
know, right? They killed me off in season 2, and I had a great run with it, and I started doing a lot of conventions, and then I realized there was so much love for Ash, and everyone was like, "We want to see you back. We want you back. Come back." And I'm like, "That's great. Hopefully they agree with you." And once Twitter came along, I gained all these amazing and loyal Supernatural followers. And I let it revolt on Twitter, and I said, all right, let's make some noise. And they started petitions, and they made videos, and they wrote emails to Eric Kripke, who, was the creator of the show. And they made a lot of noise, and he heard. And then they brought me back in season 5 for one episode. And it came full circle for me. And, it was the power of Twitter and the power of the fandom. And I was so grateful. And, that was, it came full circle for me at that point. And now I've sort of let it go. If they were to have me back, I would be delighted. And I would hope so. But I don't know where they're going with the show, and I really don't know anything. So if they asked me, I'd be honored. So that's about all I know on that end.
I think it's huge, though. It really speaks to modern times and the days of the internet, and like Voice of the People. I mean, everybody teaming up, and that you actually were resurrected. I mean, it's a good thing the show is Supernatural, where things like that can happen.
Right.
But it really does show the power of fan base, and that character is such a great character. I mean, people are just in love with it.
Dude, I think
Dr. Badass.
Dr. Badass.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun, and he's got a mullet, and I think he's great comedic relief, when times get a little too serious on the show. So, I would always like to see him go out on the road with the boys. They never really brought him out of the roadhouse. Because I think he'd be fun out on the road with the guys. Yeah,
that would be cool. All right, so you heard it here. Tweeters, start a tweeting.
Somebody in the chat room wrote, Supernatural are stupid. They kill off good characters all the time.
Right. But, you can't die and come back. That's the beauty of Supernatural.
That's absolutely. So how about if you do us a favor and say hi to everybody in the chat room? Because you have, fans from, every country in the chat room right now. And we also want to say hi to Jack Tillery, who's originally hooked us up to meet with you from Direct Image PR. And everybody's in the chat room. So say hi to the people in the chat room, because they're all, making comments about how
awesome you are.
How awesome you are, yeah.
Oh, man, that's so sweet. Hey, everybody in the chat room. What's going on? Can I get you a cup of coffee?
That was hilarious.
Can I get anybody a drink? Yeah,
Dude, that rocks.
Anybody? I don't know.
We have another question, and this question was from J.L. Musso, and I'm going to change it up a little bit. Basically, he wants to know, what's your approach to being typecast and avoiding typecasting?
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
How do you avoid being typecast, or are you concerned about being typecast?
That's a good question. I've played, it's no secret that I've played a lot of computer geeks over my career. When I first moved to Los Angeles, that was kind of my go-to. I mean, I've, kind of grown into myself, and so I've been able to do different roles. But, for quite some time, I've done a lot of computer roles, and I guess you could say that's typecast a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's you kind of have to recognize what your bread and butter is, and what roles work for you. I've definitely done so many of those types of roles that I've kind of, if a few of them have come along, I've passed on them, and you also have to, you have to. I know you have to stretch yourself, and you have to prove the casting directors, and you have to prove the producers wrong, and that you can do something different, and you can be this way, or you can be hot, you can be sexy, you can be mentally challenged, any of these things. And so I think after time of really growing into myself, I've been able to sort of steer away from being typecast, Yeah.
I was thinking actually your series on Funny or Die actually accomplishes that, because even though it's funny and everything is tongue-in-cheek, because you guys do different genres, you really get a chance to see you in like different characters and what you can do.
Yeah.
Did you intend it to do that, or is that just like a fun side effect of that?
Yeah, it's just fun side of that stuff. I didn't intend for that. You know, Sven was one of those characters that I actually have taken off, and I get so many great responses from him, and so I really think that's a good segue into hopefully making him, you know, a household name, you know. I don't know. And then, you know, I just like doing, you know, as far as the Funny or Die, I love doing offbeat sort of things that make sense, but don't make sense, if that makes sense.
Perfect sense.
I think that
Yes.
I think they also work because you and Josh have a good, like, you guys bounce things off each other really well. Like, you have a really good like chemistry together, because like when you, in the scenes when you guys are together in The Blogger 2, you know, when he's got like a British, I think it's a British accent or Australian or something accent.
Yeah.
I mean, this shit's hilarious. You know, and like you're like freaking out because he's like bringing ladies in back and forth and taking them back into the room, and you're just
He's
sitting there. Are we
Slavic
going to
because
the...
it's a Slavic vampire. Like,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, we made that. It was one take. It was one take through the whole entire thing. And my girlfriend, actually, Selena, is one of the girls in the in the short there.
She is
we
hot.
just had fun doing it together. And you know, and then we had my friend Maddie, who I met on Twitter, who's an editor, and she's brilliant, and she put the effects in towards the end.
yeah.
So it was kind of cool. We kind of pulled together, like, you know, all of our talents and made a cool little short.